When I was 16 years old, as my mother lay dying in the hospital, it dawned on me that I couldn't recall the last time I had told her verbally, "I love you." Couldn't remember the last time I'd heard it. Grew up in a household where verbal expressions of love were essentially non-existent. As a 16-year-old child watching his mother die, I was deeply troubled by this. I didn't want my mom to die, not knowing how I felt about her. So I determined that I was going to tell her, "I love you." It took me an entire week of daily mental gymnastics to summon the courage to say it to her. She cried when I said it, and she said it back to me. You would think that after that, I would know better, do better. 22 years later, as my father lay dying in the hospital, same scenario. I said to my dad, it didn't take me anywhere near as long to say it to him this time. I said, "Dad, why don't we ever say I love you to one another?" And my father said that was just the way he was raised. He just assumed we always knew. I felt it was more important to verbalize it. I felt it was more important to say it. And my dad was happy to say it back to me when I said it to him. And I determined from there forward, I would do better. It wasn't easy. It was not an overnight change or improvement. But I felt that the familial habit or pattern of not saying I love you stops there. If I feel it, I say it. I don't say it to get a response. I don't say it to garner anything other than for someone else to know that they're important to me and how important they are to me. I want them to know. Being able to express your emotions and make yourself vulnerable is not a sign of weakness. Quite the opposite, actually. Putting yourself out there, your naked self with your emotions and all your vulnerability for all the world to see, takes a tremendous amount of courage. If it didn't, I wouldn't have had such a hard time expressing it to my own mother when I was 16 and she was dying. There's always a possibility when we put our naked selves out there and make ourselves vulnerable that our expressions of love to others won't be well received, that will be rejected. I highly recommend that you take that risk and put yourself out there just the same. In prior episodes, episode 3 and episode 6, I make reference to several people, colleagues, friends who are very close to me. Brian DeFonso, Neil Lewis, and Stephen Yakub. In all three instances, I failed to ever express to them how much they meant to me, how much their lives meant being a part of my life. When people show up for you, when people believe in you, I believe it's important that we let them know what a difference they made, that we let them know how much we love them. That's why I will always show up as love and vulnerability, because that's who I am. Like me or hate me, I will always show up as that for those who I love and who have loved me. Till we see each other next time, thank you for watching.